Kirby Smart just inked a massive new contract with the University of Georgia that extends through 2031. I'm going to read some of the details for you that have already been released. They just agreed to this. Breaking news for you guys. It's going to start out at $10,250,000 a year, and then when 2031 rolls around, he'll be bringing $12,250,000. He is now definitely one of the 3 highest paid coaches in college football. I know that Lincoln Riley's contract, no one knows all the details about that, so I'm not going to declare that he's the highest paid coach in college football quite yet, but he's definitely in the running for that now. Well deserved. You see this in all sorts of sports all the time. You come off a lot of success, you come off that championship, there's your deal. You see it with players, you see it with coaches. This was not a surprise. This was something that was in the talks for a while, and we knew that it was going to be in the $10 million range. This is not shocking, all right? He just rolled through here. He just was in that room yesterday. I don't remember them talking too much about that. There was some attention on some other things that were a little dramatic, but dismiss those things. You have to look at the entire resume of what he's done in a 6-year span at Georgia. It's very impressive, and that's why he's getting this money. Ryan Curley from Dog Post here, bring you all the details on Kirby Smart and the bag that he is rolling in from the University of Georgia right now. But first, make sure you're looking at DAWGSTRUCTION. The link's down below for that right now. We're packaging that. If you get DAWGSTRUCTION, you get the Insider Preview magazine for free. You get it separately. Both of that is down below. Have to plug it. I'm at the Omni right now, so there's probably a little bit of background noise. I apologize for that. You can see the SEC media kickoff last day. Just heard from Heupel, just heard from Jimbo Fisher, but the attention now is on Kirby Smart. I think that the 2020s really could be a very, very successful decade for Georgia. We saw Nick Saban and the Crimson Tide own the 2010s. I don't think it's out of the question that, now I'm not saying that they're going to go on and win 6 or 7 national championships. Anyone predicting that, that's ridiculous, okay? But it's not out of the question that they roll in another 2 or 3, all right? I think they're going to win another 2 in this decade, and it could be more. This could be a decade where we see Georgia surpass Nick Saban, surpass Alabama, and become the most dominant program in college football. That's the trajectory we're on, at least. I mean, they finally got over that mental up in beating Alabama, beating Nick Saban. All right, Kirby Smart, he came to Georgia. I was talking about this with people last night. He came to Georgia. He wanted to do it his way. They were going to do it his way. They were going to spend what they were going to spend on recruiting. They were going to He's in charge. He's in charge at Georgia. All right. I don't know that Kirby Smart's really answering to many people, and it's his way or the highway. It really is, and that's resulted in success in winning huge games in Athens in these postseasons. Let's roll it back. Won the Liberty Bowl year 1. All right. Transition year, you lose 5 games, whatever. You get that transition year. Year 2. You win the Rose Bowl in dramatic fashion with a freshman quarterback, and you are really seconds away, just a few plays away from winning the national title. That's in year 2. You lose the Sugar Bowl, so then you get another Sugar Bowl win, you get a Peach Bowl win, you get an Orange Bowl win, and you get a national championship. That is all in a 6-year span. All right, not a lot of coaches in the history of college football can say they did that much in a 6-year span. So this deal, it's deserved. It was, I think, imminent is probably a good way to describe it, that we knew he was going to get this contract extension. Something that Kirby Smart has done really well is use the blueprint that he kind of learned from Nick Saban in Tuscaloosa and apply that in Athens. It's working. It's working for him. And he's had to deal with losing really talented players every year the way that Nick Saban has. And now what you're seeing the last couple of years, he's losing really talented coaches, and he's got to replace those. Kirby talked about yesterday how confident he is in the staff that he has in place. All right, Todd Monken, excellent offensive coordinator. They're very pleased with the defensive staff. It's led by Muschamp and Schumann. Throughout the entirety of the whole, they're pleased with what Searles has done so far. I mean, it goes down to every position group. those guys are getting bigger jobs after a little bit at Georgia. It's what and Kirby Smart is a part of that. He's an example, defensive coordinator in Alabama. So now this Kirby Smart coaching tree is developing the way that you had the Nick Saban coaching tree. And you could even say that Kirby Smart's coaching tree is just going to be a huge branch off of Nick Saban's. That's fair to say. But he had a task at Georgia, all right? Mark Richt didn't get it done at the end of the day. Mark Richt was a really good coach, but they were tired of winning 9-10 games a year, didn't make a national championship appearance. His task was to take Georgia to the next level and make them undisputably elite, and he did that honestly in year 2, and in year 6 he put the stamp on that. Now expectations are going to continue to be there for this program. I'm high on the program as far as this year and the future. I think that they have done a really great job recruiting quarterbacks the last couple of years. I know Arch Manning didn't pick Athens ultimately. That's not necessarily a done deal quite yet, but probably going to Texas. They've got depth. Whether you've heard of them or not, they have depth at every position. And he continues. His biggest challenge, in my opinion, has been replacing all these coaches. He continues to do that. Kirby Smart, $10 million deal that will be $12 million in 2031. This deal goes through 2031. Big deal for Kirby Smart and Georgia. They finally have an agreement. Make sure you're going to dogpost.com. Make sure you're checking out DAWGSTRUCTION. Make sure you're checking out our Insider Preview magazine. I'm here at Media Days, and I'll see you at the site.